Hello crafters, welcome back for another video tutorial on my YouTube channel. I'm Yana Smakula and I'm so glad you decided to stop by today. I'm hoping you will enjoy this tutorial. If you do, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Ring the bell too to be notified of every new upload. Today I have a duo of beautiful die-cut Swan cards to share. Here's one of the cards that I already made, featuring a black swan with gorgeous gold wing and gold crown. The swan was die-cut using a die included in the Spellbinders card kit of the month for the month of February called Golden Swan. You cannot get this die separately. It is only available as a part of the card kit, and I have a link to the card kit in my video description below. This die is very unique as it adds a ton of detail to the die cut. It doesn't cut just the basic swan outline out. No, it also adds little cuts and detail lines to imitate feathers. There's also a separate die to die cut a wing, and you can see it packs a ton of detail as well. Here's that die itself. It's a nice size for an A2 card, but one can obviously use it for other projects like place cards maybe, or gift boxes, home decor, and more. Like I mentioned, the die comes as a part of the Spellbinders February card kit of the month. Here's a quick look at the kit. It has everything you need to make at least 10 cards and so much more. I've already used my kit to make 5 cards for the Spellbinders blog, and you can see them up close over there if you'd like to. And you can see that I still have a ton of supplies left over. There are also colored cardstock sheets included in the kit, including that gorgeous gold foil cardstock that I used for the wing and the crown of my swan. I used leftovers from my stash as I happen to have a lot of this paper. To make my swan card, I used only the die from the kit. Other elements were made using other products. I love this month kit, but I honestly just wanted to play with the die and use what I felt like, not what was dictated by the kit contents. I also wanted to show you that you can use the dies from these kits far beyond the kits themselves and mix and match them with many other products that you might already own. To create the sentiment you see on my card, I used a new product from Spellbinders, Everyday Greetings Glimmer Hot Foil Sentiments Set. If you are a member of the Glimmer Hot Foil Club from Spellbinders, you will receive a set with similar sentiments this month. But if you're not a member, and if you do not want to join, plus, if I'm not mistaken, the Glimmer Hot Foil kit for February is already sold out, Spellbinders also has a similar set in their everyday line of products that anyone can purchase without being a member of the club. Here are a few more projects that I made previously, all using these skinny, gorgeous sentiments. And just so that you understand, those weren't heat embossed. They were foiled in gold or matte gold or some other color of foil on paper. So these glimmer plates I have on my desk today, they are like metal stamps. You can stamp with them using inks, or you can foil with them using heat and foil. I also used this beautiful floral stamp from W+9. I love Dawn's stamps and I've missed using them, so it was a good opportunity for me to pull out my old stamp set and use it to make a floral backdrop for this card. I have links to all of the products that I'm using in the video description below and also on my blog if you'd like to check them out. For my coloring, I used watercolors, my big palette of watercolors that I like. Again, it's been ages since I used it last. I don't think I've used it more than once or twice since my move from the United States. Now, you can also pick up these small, inexpensive watercolor palettes from Hero Arts, for example, or Simon Says Stamp with select watercolor colors and color using those. You'd be surprised, but they do last a very, very, very long time, and I have a video tutorial showing how you can use it, how you can use a product like this. This specific palette has my name on it, as it's an exclusive product that I have with Simon Says Stamp with some of my favorite Daniel Smith's watercolor colors. You can also use watercolor markers. For example, I have these from Tonic. It's also been ages since I used them last. Or, of course, you can use anything else you like to color with. To make my second card with a white swan, I'm going to die cut a panel first. I'm using Nina Desert Storm paper and a pierced rectangle die from Spellbinders. I also recently got a new die cutting machine, the Deep Sea Die Cutter from Jane Davenport by Spellbinders, and I have been loving it, especially the color and also the art on the outside of the machine. It's just so pretty, and it really adds a nice pop of color to my craft corner. Even the cutting plates are colored here, pretty pink and mauve. I don't usually show my die cutting on camera, but since I got a new machine, I wanted to showcase it quickly. This basically is the same machine as the Platinum 6 from Spellbinders, but it is just done in another color. So I've die cut my panel. I love the little stitch detail, or I should say the pierced detail on the edge. To die cut my swan, I'm using white paper, and this is textured paper from my kit. And here you can see how pretty the swan die cut is. And to die cut the wings and the crown, I'm using gold mirror cardstock. It's the same that comes with the Spellbinders February kit of the month. It's double-sided and it is absolutely gorgeous. Here's that wing up close, and you can see the beautiful detail as well. There's also a separate die for the beak detail of the swan, and I'm cutting it out of pink and also black paper. Now let's go ahead and put the swan die cut together. It's very easy. You just need a dab of glue to adhere the beak and the eye detail. And with the tiny pieces like this, I like to use my Crystal Katana pickup tool. Basically, any tool to pick up tiny embellishments will work here. I'm also adding the gold crown and, of course, the wings. With the wings, you can choose to have one wing, or you can have two wings and either align them or offset them here like I did. You just need to adhere one on the front of the swan and another on the back. And you can see how I have different wing placement on my both swans. So totally up to you how you want to place them on your swan. And also you can use the wing die cuts separately, not just with the swan. Perhaps you want to add them to a different critter or use just the wing on its own on a card. You can definitely do that. To create a background panel for my card, I'm stamping the floral cluster from W+9 in clear embossing ink on craft paper, and I'm going to add white embossing powder and heat set it to have a pretty white outline. For the coloring, I'm using watercolors. I wasn't sure how the pink watercolors would look on top of craft, but I was surprised as they layered up quite nicely and gave me rather vivid results. The color I'm using is Opera Pink. It's one of those really vibrant, neon almost pinks. And to color the leaves, I used two greens, Sab Green and Serpentine Genuine. You can see I'm going for very speedy coloring here and basically just doing one layer of color, and I'm also using my water brush instead of a regular paintbrush that I have with my watercolors. I was not aiming for perfection here, I just wanted to play with my supplies and color loosely and quickly. I did go back to the leaves and the flowers and added more intense color where the shadow areas were on this image. After my coloring was dry, I got ready to add some splatter. For this, I have three products. I have white paint. This is acrylic paint. Any white opaque paint will do for this. I also have Hero Art's white iridescent shimmer spray. I love using this spray. And Tonic Studios Nuvo Mica Mist and Pecan Peach. This is another one of my favorite products recently. It's a new discovery, and I'm loving this spray. I love all of these products for adding splatter and some messy detail to my cards. Now, I'm not spraying the background with either of the products. Instead, I'm using the tube from the bottle and splattering some ink onto the paper to make big drops and basically create a mess. I'm also adding a bit of white paint onto a clear block. I'm mixing it with the water from my water brush to dilute it a little bit, and then adding white paint droplets in the same manner onto my card. Now, I also felt like adding some painted details here and there would look nice, so I just went ahead and did that. Nothing fancy, just super simple white brush strokes. Lastly, I wanted to make a sentiment for my card, and for this I used my Glimmer Hot Foil system by Spellbinders, glimmer plates, and gold foil. My glimmer machine was already hot, so I placed the sentiment that I wanted to use on the platform. I pressed the timer button, I added gold foil pretty side down, I added a strip of cardstock over it, and I covered it with 2 shims that come with the machine. Once it was hot enough and the last light on my glimmer has stopped flashing, I took the platform out of the docking station and I slowly ran it through my die-cutting machine to foil. I put the platform back into the docking station to keep it hot in case I needed to add more foiling, and then I peeled the foil from the paper, revealing the beautiful Shine Bright sentiment. Isn't that pretty? And it was so easy to do. Now, just so you know, the glimmer plates that you foil with, they are not dies. They will not die cut anything out. They are intended for foiling and also for letterpress. So don't try and cut with them in your die cutting machine as you might damage it. To put my card together, I used a layer of white fun foam and I foam mounted the craft colored panel onto an A2 white side folding card base. Next, I foam mounted the Swan over it using foam adhesive, and to make my sentiment look a little bit more interesting, I used my scoring board and added some score lines at an angle to be able to fold it in a more interesting way, like so. I did not want to have a straight, regular banner on my card. I also cut the ends, making a V shape. I didn't show this on camera, but I later decorated the card with sequins from my stash. I also made a shadow box to house this card. It can be used for shipping the card since the card is dimensional and the shadow box or the box will protect the dimensional details from being squished in the mail. It can also be used to display the card on a desk or a mantle. I do have a video filmed showing how I made it, but I wasn't really sure if it was interesting to watch. So let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see another video tutorial showing how to make a shadow box for a card using the shadow box collection dies from Spellbinders, and you do need specialty dies to make this. I hope you'll give this idea a try. If you do, remember to share online and tag me on social media. I always love seeing what you guys are making. On the screen, there is a link to another video that you might like to watch after this one. Subscribe now not to miss any new card making tutorials. Love you guys. I'll see you next week. Bye!